I saw this thing on TikTok recently that someone was saying that a payment service provider send them API keys via email, which is a deadly thing.
Yeah.
Think about it, but we don't do that.
Where I need Gobe ASAP. I talk to Kwatilai. Go and get me Gobe downstairs. Right? Kwatilai becomes the API.
We have a one-stop platform that has everything the developer needs to integrate our APIs.
And then you are given access to the back office, right? So that is where you can now add your developer.
Plus, my favorite feature on the developers portal is the AI chatbot.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Hubtel Podcasts, where employees, stakeholders, and thought leaders come together to share experts' opinions and insights about a wide array of topics. My name is Abeku Datsun, and today I'll be facilitating this conversation with some very nice people I have here. Today's conversation borders especially on the Hubtel Developers portal. And like I said, I have some people here who would help me unpack the conversation. I will introduce them, but they told me off camera that they want to introduce themselves. So they're going to tell us their names. First of all, introduce themselves with an adjective that describes them. And then they will come around again. They'll tell us a fun fact about themselves. And then each person would also describe the other person. So for instance, I'll give an example. My name is Abeku. So I'm affable Abeku. But when it gets to Kwatilai will say, no, Kwatilai will say, Abeku says it's affable Abeku, but I think Abeku is ambitious Abeku, right? So we'll go around and then take our introductions. Kwatilai.
So I am Kwatilai, and I am an interesting Kwatilai. I think I'll go with that one.
No, Kwatilai, you have to, it has to start with a key.
Okay.
Okay. I am Ifwa. I'll go with endearing Ifwa.
Endearing Ifwa, I like that. Okay.
Collins. Carefree Collins.
Carefree.
Hey.
Collins, you don't look carefree. But
Actually,
you be carefree.
oh yeah.
Nice one.
I'm a team, and he used my adjective, so I'll just say amazing a team.
Okay. So we're going to get right into the discussion. Again, we are still, warming ourselves up into the main discussion because today the conversation is going to be very technical, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about, like I said, developers portal. When people hear developers, they're like, hey, Charlie, me. So we want to warm ourselves into the conversation, right? So there are some icebreakers that I want us to, go around and discuss. Would you rather be celebrated for disruptive ideas at work or quietly respected for sticking to the rules?
The question again.
Would you rather be celebrated? Would you rather want to be celebrated for disruptive ideas, right? So would you want people to, know that, I think Charlie, this guy, crazy guy, or you just want to stay in your corner, quietly be respected for just sticking to the rules? The other time on a Gen Z podcast, they said millennials are by the book, right? And Gen Zs are disruptive. So I'm asking the question, would you want to rather be celebrated as that person who is always, have disruptive ideas and breaking boundaries, or you just want to be the quiet person in the background who is respected for sticking to the books or being by the books person?
I'll go for the former because, there's a bit of growing up here. When I was younger, I used to go by the book, but now I don't.
What changed?
Life.
Interesting.
I would rather have some disruptive ideas and be known for that. Yeah.
That's good. Collins.
I'm just a chill guy.
So you just want to be in your corner, just stick by the books.
Likewise, just chill.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
But Collins, you say you are carefree.
Yes.
Carefree there,
It doesn't mean
being in your corner Or
So,
it's the same, right?
Yeah, it's the
You don't care about anything. You don't care about being disruptive.
Does it? Can I have a mixture of both? Maybe watch it.
No, you have to choose one. No,
One.
we are not doing cocktail here.
And then I'd rather go for the former as well.
You go for the
Yeah,
former.
I think disruptive. You could bet something interesting. So I like that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like the book,
But people like people who are also just, if I say do A,
and also online.
right?
I want to use that. That's where wisdom comes in. Because
Mm.
the fact that I would want to be known for the former doesn't mean that I won't be able to stick
By the
by the
True.
book just to
Yeah.
please whoever.
right,
Yeah.
right.
So the book, which kind of book?
Another would you rather? Would you rather have every moment of your life digitally recorded, or keep memories entirely in your mind, not to yourself, in your mind?
These are too extreme.
Yeah, no in between.
I'll keep my memories in my mind.
Okay, why
I'm a very private person.
are you?
Yeah.
Collins, I guess
I'll just
in your mind. If what in your
No,
mind?
digitally recording.
Okay, why?
So that people get to live my life. So that people get to like experience my life in their lens. Because I don't know if you get it.
Yeah,
Mm.
I get it.
Mm.
For
I
me
get
too,
it.
I'll go with digitizing my memory as well, because I believe the faintest ink is always better than the sharpest mind.
You can write it down. You don't have to record
Profound, please.
No,
Say
it's a Chinese
you
proverb.
believe that? Say,
It says
you
the
believe that what?
faintest ink is always
The
better than-
faintest ink.
is always better than the sharpest mind. So I mean, anything if either written or taking captured or something is always better than having it in memory. 'Cause
I
memory will
agree.
fade.
Yeah.
And also, like she said, you can live like the Kardashians. They're digitizing their thing. They're cashing out.
They are cashing
you're
down.
21st
Yeah.
century.
Forever
If you're able
remembered.
to.
And,
still not
Yeah.
and people learn from maybe my flaws. People appreciate me for who I am and how I live and all that kind of thing. So me, I'll go for the digital.
I agree with the quotes, which is the faintest ink is
Always
more
better than
is
the sharpest
sharper is better than the sharpest. So I like to take notes, right? When I'm in meetings, I like to take notes. I always have this notepad that I take notes on. Sometimes it can be a tissue that is there. It says something. My boss says, "Oh, well, I just write it down." Because we can't really trust our brains.
We are human.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
If the memory is really important, you can trust your brain.
Oh, I think.
Oh, yes.
There are people who
Yeah.
have been in very traumatic situations and they've lost their memory. You know that completely.
That's
You
like
like
Zero.
extreme.
Yeah.
That's no, but like it's
That's
very
actually a really
practical.
good
Like
point.
it's real. It's reality. It's not extreme. Like
Exactly.
it's someone's life, like
Right?
someone's daily life.
Good point.
Yeah.
But still.
Okay, so we're getting into the meat of the matter. And like I said earlier, we're going to talk about the developers portal. There are certain things we hear when we are talking about developers portal. We hear things like API, we hear things like Sandbox. I was speaking to a friend of mine, oh, Bank of Ghana, there is something, a Sandbox. Like, what's a Sandbox? Right? So we want to talk about some of these things, bring the knowledge to you that you're watching. So we'll start. The story. We hear the term API a lot, right? I'm sure you've heard of API before. What exactly does it mean? And why is it really important for businesses? Because what we are talking about is the Hubtel Developers Portal and how important it is for businesses, right? So if I'm a business owner and I'm listening, I'm watching right now, I hear API, come and tell me, oh, just integrate my API into your whatever, right? What does it mean?
Well, API, the full meaning is application programming interface, right? So it's more like softwares communicating with each other, right? Yeah.
So right now that we are communicating is API.
Software.
If I were a software, you were a
The
software,
middleman.
would
There's
it
a
would
middleman.
this communication?
Yeah, so I call it the middleman.
Okay.
That allows two systems to communicate with each other without knowing the underlying technology beneath each system.
Yeah.
Right.
For those who don't have any idea at all, I can use a layman's example where I need Gobe ASAP. I talk to Kwatilai, go and get me Gobe downstairs, right? Kwatilai becomes the API. So I make the request and then Kwatilai goes to get me. He brings it back, I take it. That's all. Kwatilai becomes the API.
Right.
And then in
That's
this case,
communication
to me,
taking place.
going to get the Gobe is another system.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a
Mm.
what the Gobe is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's a
So like Collins
supply
was
and
saying,
demand.
middleman.
Middleman,
Right?
middleman.
You need something, you send, you communicate something, go get
Yeah.
it for you, middleman kind of
Yeah.
thing. Okay. So essentially, when we talk about API, when you are telling a business owner that you can integrate our APIs into your, that's what you're trying to say. That
Yeah.
the end goal of what they are trying to do, you can give them a middleman
Yeah.
to deliver that for them.
Exactly.
For whatever service they want.
They want.
Yeah.
Some of the top features that we are to look out for, right? Especially with the developers portal. What makes our developers portal a game changer, especially for developers? We are not looking at business owners now. For developers,
Previously, a few years ago, we didn't have a quite good process of facilitating integrations for our merchants. We had to provide them with PDF documentations, and one API documentation could have about 50 pages and also have different versions. So you wouldn't know exactly the version that the client or the developer might be integrating. But right now, we have a one-stop platform that has everything the developer needs to integrate our APIs and have access to clear documentation as well as API credential management. Plus, my favorite feature on the developers portal is DevAI, the AI chatbot. That's yes. Not only does it provide answers to questions concerning APIs, Hubtel's APIs, but it also helps developers generate code. I use it myself sometimes when I'm working on some projects.
Charlie, blame the Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
AI chatbox.
The generating code one.
Interesting.
I've never seen that.
You
Yeah.
can try it out. You can try it
It
out.
generates code based on the APIs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
So it
So you
gives
can-
you your requests, which API you have to send it to. So it's a simple format. You can just copy and paste. For me,
Okay.
I think the game changer is the simplicity of the portal, right?
Yeah.
And the tools that you've been equipped with to be able to simply integrate the Hubtel APIs into whatever platform or systems that you have. And for me, I think that's like it's a one-stop shop for me. The clarity in the documentation, the easy navigation when it comes to the necessary tools you need, like the API keys management, the safety it has, and then, I mean,
Yeah. You see.
the user experience is
Yeah,
excellent.
you said it.
Yeah.
You said it.
I want to know, or let's let them know how Hubtel has made it easier for businesses and developers to connect and integrate services. How have we made it easier?
So for us as Hubtel, it's in two sides, right? When the business is supposed to be onboarded, and then the parts where the developer will be introduced, right? So for the business side, you would have to, just like how any normal fintech would do, right? You need to be compliant. You request your documents and all that. So if everything is set, your account is created, and then you're given access to the back office, right?
Okay.
So that is where you can now add your developer to have access to the developer portal, right? So once the developer gets access to that, the whole, like we said, the whole developer portal is simple. Everything is structured well and all that. So it makes it easy, right?
I know
Okay.
there are times where developers will say it's a bit difficult and all that. I think
Yeah.
it's just some of the processes.
Yeah.
After we mostly deal with businesses,
Mm-hmm.
and then the businesses will come with their developers or something.
Yeah.
It's not like a very straight something. But
So it's not our main targets are in the developers, it's mainly the businesses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
it's mainly the
So
businesses.
it's like a reverse chain. So Hubtel, instead of Hubtel going to the developers and developers using that to apply for businesses that they would work for, we go through the businesses and then the
Exactly.
businesses to the developers and the developers come. Okay.
yes.
We are keen on the type of businesses we
Okay.
work with.
What type of businesses do you work with?
I mean, we work with any and every business to begin with. We just want established businesses that know what they want. So Hubtel will provide a service. So you have a betting platform. You want to receive and disburse payments, right? You know exactly who to go to. So you have a need, as opposed to like having the developer portal exposed to everybody that says, okay, what do you have before I now choose what? Then you don't know what you need, in my opinion. But I mean, we provide services to businesses that need payments and SMS and verification.
So
and all
the
those
key
things.
thing is the business must have a need.
Of course, if you don't have a need, you don't know what you want.
But I think, do you want to add on?
I think he said everything.
Okay.
I would have want to ask a question to put
sure, go ahead.
Will we be committing a crime to put these explanations on the interface so that at least the users see, so they don't complain a lot? Because a lot of people don't understand some of the things we do, and they compare us to our competitors or other people who are doing the same things, and they're always comparing the ease of use and all that. So I don't know if it will be a crime to put it there, something brief but very detailed, so they understand. I don't know.
Is it with reference to like the documentations or like the processes?
The processes.
I think that one. I think in the near future we have an upcoming experience that we need to improve. That is in the pipeline. I think.
Okay, so we'll be doing that.
Will be a game changer as well. So
many developers usually being like the experience, right? Many developers want to experience it, like kind of test the space before it goes live. Is this something we are looking into? Is there, and in this case, let me just bring our viewers' mind to the sandbox I mentioned earlier, right? Right now, I'm trying to sound nerdy and, the sandbox, right?
Yeah, so for me, let me explain what a sandbox is for those that don't know. So a sandbox is like a testing environment before you move to production. And in every developer space or technical space, everybody would love to test whatever they are implementing before they go live with it. At Hubtel, we've also equipped you with the ability to do that, but just in a different way. We see our APIs are live APIs, and because of that, we don't have a sandbox. But regardless, as an engineer, we have API testing tools like Postman and other testing tools out there. They are request catchers and etc. Right? So you can equally test our APIs before using them, using your API testing tools like the Postman I mentioned. But we don't exactly believe in a sandbox because we've equipped you with too much abilities to be able to do that. Hence, the reason why we don't have a sandbox environment here after.
Yeah, so as a developer, would it be great to have a sandbox? I think so. But can I live without it? Of course I can. So, because sometimes test environments or sandbox environments do not always guarantee realistic conditions in the production environments or in their live environments. So at Hubtel, like Kwatila mentioned, what we do is to equip our developers with real-world experiences. Yeah, so our main focus is to equip them with real-world experiences.
So it's not like you go and learn what the teacher taught you in class. You go to exam and then teacher taught you 1 + 1. You go to exam.
Then you go and see
1+1.
When they are post webinar, then you start.
On the flip side, I think we should consider it. Just so people don't get out of our portal to test our APIs. So
it's actually an experience maybe in the near future we might
consider.
Yeah,
So it's up for consideration.
Oh yes, in the Hubtel style, based on our culture now.
I'm not convinced.
Yeah, not sure. It doesn't just come from us. I mean,
get
there's
it,
stakeholder decisions to be made. But I mean, it's something that in the near future we'll come up with something quite interesting.
Yeah,
Probably,
even
the best
better
sandbox
than
in Ghana
exactly,
so far.
right? Yeah. So long as it's up for consideration, I think it's great. Now, you had spoken about easy navigation, right, in your earlier submissions. Are we going to introduce a plugin for WordPress users?
Depending on the type of businesses that we want on board and the type of businesses we partner with, we don't have plugins for the type of businesses we partner with. That's why we have the APIs. So a WordPress plugin is like you have a WooCommerce website, and then you want a quick plugin to receive payment. That's when the plugins come in.
Yeah.
But with the type of businesses that we partner with are like businesses that know what they really, really want.
Exactly.
So WordPress, maybe I'm an university graduate, I'm starting some business, I'm able to do some WooCommerce plugin, I want to receive payments quickly. Then I come on board. But I mean, our target market is a bit tricky. So that influences our decision. But again, I don't know, maybe stakeholder decisions.
All that Kwatila I said is that you are not the target market. You are complaining you are not the target market.
Yes.
Plus, what we provide is REST APIs that provide flexibility and are more customizable. And the REST APIs actually meet our requirements because at Hubtel, if a business comes on board to integrate, we require that they are able to log their requests to us. They are able to do status check or automate their status checks. And these are features that WordPress plugins unfortunately cannot provide. Yeah.
Okay. I think add-on.
I'm good.
Any add-ons?
Well,
Or it's all been said?
yeah, it's all been said.
So you had now back to you again, Kwatilai. You had said something about we businesses, right?
Yeah.
All of this towards businesses.
Yeah.
Now, right now, all the payments are only for businesses,
Correct.
registered businesses.
That's
Are there any plans to expand the access to individuals, like the students that you mentioned? Are there any plans in place?
None that I know of so far. Initially, we did have certain type of payment services for individuals, but I think with time, we had to refine those ones. Maybe in the near future again, it might come up, but as of now, we partner more with businesses like we already know.
Yeah.
So
You see, sometimes you had said something about developer complaints, right?
Yeah.
I want to bring up another one about they log in before they have access. If what
I know.
you know
I
that
know.
developers they wish they could just access their documentation
Yeah.
without signing in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Security checks. Like he said, we've had issues with fraud attacks before. Or so this is us as Hubtel.
Small fraud attack.
Oh.
no, and also not just the fraud attack. Aside the security is an experience that we give to you. Like you're saying, after onboarding, once we know you're a partner of Hubtel, then we can expose certain things to you. If you're not my partner, why am I telling you certain things? Or, So I mean, it's all part of the experience, and the onboarding experience comes with us exposing you to these APIs. We show you the type of APIs you have, the documentations you have for it, and then once you come and partner with us, we expose everything to you. We're a payment service provider, right?
Yeah.
And payment is a tricky topic. There's money's involved.
Yeah.
So with Hubtel, we've dedicated ourselves to giving you a certain type of experience which is tailored for what we want you to achieve for you to be successful. But then the point I'm trying to make is that, like, there's a certain experience that we give you. I saw this thing on TikTok recently that someone was saying that a payment service provider send them API keys via email, which is a deadly thing.
Yeah.
Think about it. But Hubtel, we don't do that. We give you a portal where it's seamless. Even Yamal AI,
Oh.
So I think it's just our way of giving you the Hubtel
good
experience based on the fact that you're our partner, and is our developer experience for you.
So it's not something that will change. I mean, I get the point about, you take precautionary steps because it happened after the fraud attack, right? Which I'm sure we are well equipped
Secured,
to take care of, and we are very much secure. That's why I said small fraud attack, because we actually Silicon Valley fraud attack is what, right? But is this something you think will change? Our current system, is it something that will change? Collins?
Well, Hubtel keeps evolving to meet the needs of our customers or our merchants.
Yeah.
So, would I say there's a possibility? Hopefully. But currently, when a business comes on board, like David mentioned, the logging in or signing in process is quite simple. All the developer has to do is to enter their phone number, they receive an OTP, and that's it.
Login is quite easy. So
I think it's one of
So
the
the
most
login process is even easy.
Yeah.
Very, very
That's
easy.
it.
Yeah. So
Once you come on
essentially,
board.
there shouldn't be any complaints per se,
even if there are complaints, we have our reasons. So
and our reasons are very valid.
very valid.
Very
Well, what I think is maybe we should find a way to let users know.
educate users.
Yes, we shouldn't tell them everything.
I mean, that's why we are having this conversation,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So we hope that this would go far and near. If you're watching this, you have a developer friend, share it with them. Those who come to your account and complain, share this with them. Tell them that, share the link. Share the link. Let them know that these are the reasons. Oh, actually, I watched this episode of the Hubtel podcast and we were talking about the developer portal and this is the developers portal, and this is why they are doing all the things that they do, all the things that they put in place. So don't stress, just listen and then you'll understand. If you don't understand, watch again. If you watch again, you don't understand. You watch it again. And then if you watch it again, Eat, watch it, and watch it. You will
Or they
understand.
can send us an email, business@hubtel.com.
Yes.
And watch again.
Yes.
What they like
And watch
saying.
And watch again.
After you send the email, business@hubtel.com, watch
Watch
again.
again.
So what really is next for the developers portal? I mean, there are so many things that you said we are considering, we are thinking about, we are looking for in the future, maybe in the future. What is next for the developers portal?
Oh.
Are there any exciting updates in the pipeline if you want to use your man's
Yeah.
Amazing
Well,
at team.
we've
already-
Amazing at team.
Amazing at
Design-
team.
Yeah, amazing at team.
I've already had some discussions with Kwatila to
Yeah.
work on the user interface. Right?
Mhm.
I think the experience is fine,
Okay.
but the interface, we would want it to meet a certain standard. 'Cause, I mean, this industry, once one or two companies adapt one particular thing, becomes a standard, everybody begins to use it. So
Yeah.
we've already had discussions on
Okay.
that. Yeah, we are just waiting for some designs and some checks too
So mainly on the interface.
on the interface. Yes.
Anything else?
So businesses can also look forward to more exciting and useful APIs.
Hmm.
This year.
So you want to talk on the
No.
APIs that are coming? I have no idea. Okay.
Okay. I'm sure there would be feedback even after this session, this episode, right?
Mhm.
People would watch it and then they will give feedback.
Yeah.
How do you use developer feedback to improve the platform?
Oh, a lot. So let me give you a practical example. So before, if you come on board, we'll share some link with you, we'll share some PDF documentations with you. And with time, based on this amazing feedbacks we got from our developer community, we decided to give you this experience of this amazing portal where there's still continuous development on it based on these feedbacks that we're getting from you. So it's a practical example of where we were based on your feedback, where we are, and based on your feedback, where we are
Where will
going
you
to.
going to?
So I mean, and if you have
Let
any
me play
concerns,
the
the
devil's
comments.
advocate. Let me play the
Yeah, go
devil's
ahead, go
advocate. The developers are saying that you didn't want to sign it.
Mm.
They don't want to.
What are you doing about that feedback?
Oh, that one, we'll consider the feedback.
They should watch
We
the
have
video.
our technical researchers, do a lot more research into the experience we can give you as to whether to sign in or not based on our culture and our standards.
So you take
And
the
then we'll
feedback,
partner. Yeah.
but even after taking the feedback, you also do further research on the
Exactly.
feedback
Yeah.
to see how it really
Of
impacts
course,
them.
Of course.
Yes.
You guys are thoughtful.
Wow,
Yeah, so
Charlie.
we do have, so we have support channels that double as feedback channels that allow our merchants and their developers to voice their concerns and also suggest improvements to our developers portal and our APIs, which we take into consideration. We take those feedback to our product team to look into and also work on. And usually these improvements are reflected on our developers portal for our merchants to see.
You mentioned something about feedback channels, right?
Yeah.
I want you to get into that a lot more deeper and other things. How do you take or how do you connect with developers through feedback channels, events, hackathons, and all of that?
Yes. So when merchants come on board or when businesses come on board, we create channels, WhatsApp channels or Skype groups,
Okay.
depending on their business's preference in their mode of operation. And during calls with these developers, we take feedback from them, note them down.
We have a developer forum where we take developer feedback as well. And then we also are trying to bring up this amazing survey where we also use the ability to gather the feedback from the developer experiences that they've had with us and the APIs that they've interacted with as well. So yeah, I mean, that's some of the ways that we are getting feedback from our devs.
So this has been an amazing session, not amazing at team, but amazing set of amazing set of guests that we've had the conversation about. So if you've watched the whole episode and you have questions, you still have questions, or someone sent this to you and it's your first time hearing about Hubtel Developers Portal and you still have further questions, you want to know more about it, this video is for you.
Hello there! Have you checked out the new and improved Hubtel Developers Portal yet? The Hubtel Developers Portal provides easy and consistent access to the latest API documentation, API credential management, and programmable services management. Are you an individual, SME, or large-scale business interested in utilizing Hubtel's APIs to boost sales? You've come to the right place. As an individual, you can leverage Hubtel's SMS and OTP APIs for your personal use. Simply log in with your mobile number to access key functionalities like API credential management, SMS DLR monitoring, and review API documentation for quick send, regular send, send OTP, verify OTP, and resend OTP. For SMEs and large-scale businesses, only individuals with a developer or super administrator role in a Hubtel merchant account can access the Hubtel Developers portal for business. To add a developer to your Hubtel account, first log in to your Hubtel merchants portal as a super administrator. Go to Manage Business and select Employees. Click on Add New Employee. Enter the employee's first name, last name, and mobile number. For the role, choose Developer and add the employee's email address. Finally, save your changes. And voila! You can visit our developer portal at developers.hubtel.com. Your developer will also receive an SMS with a URL to the portal. Log in as a developer or super administrator and select your business. Now, you have access to all our API documentation. At Hubtel, we support two main methods of authentication: HTTP basic authentication for payment APIs and URL authentication for some SMS APIs. Under programmable API keys, you can manage your API and SMPP credentials and view your POS and prepaid deposit account IDs. In the API documentation section, we cover payment APIs, complementary APIs, including verification, refund, balance query and transfer APIs, notification APIs, and programmable services. Under programmable services, you can manage your services, which can later be mapped to a USSD code. A retail systems engineer is always on standby to assist you with any challenge. For support and enquiries, send us an email at business@hubtel.com.
We are getting into our last session of the episode, and it's called Rapid Fire Questions. Essentially, I'm going to put a question out.
Mm-hmm.
You don't raise your hand. This is not science and math quiz. Say the answer. Even if in the middle of me asking the question, you already have the answer, I'll go ahead and say, you don't have to wait for me to finish.
Okay.
Yeah, it's buga buga.
Are we going around? Oh,
Nope.
Right.
Buga buga.
Sharp.
The food is on the table. Grab it.
Let's go.
What is Hubtel's mission in 5 or less words?
To move Africa forward by enabling users find and pay for essential services.
Medebema.
Ah.
Question 2.
Mhm.
Charlie, you answered, but
You didn't know
Sure.
this,
do Charlie,
you
do
go
like
make it
Make
left
a
Collins.
click
Left Collins.
No.
Make it
some no. Complete the way to IB so complete the sentence. Hey, Hubtel helps you
Find and
dash.
pay for everyday essentials.
They expose you.
Question 3.
So it will be general question.
This one is true or false?
Mhm.
I think it's seeing my question.
Maybe.
Question 3.
Mhm.
True or false? Hubtel is 16 years old.
False.
Everybody had it. Everybody
We all
had
had it.
I said it first. Who is often referred to as the father of computer? Father of the computer.
Something garbage?
Mamuku school.
All of which computer?
The computer.
Hey.
Garbage.
Okay.
Right.
Fatila, I got it. What is the largest organ in the human body?
The skin.
That's okay.
The skin.
Hey,
I said large
tech boys.
intestines.
Get out, tech boys.
Conti boy, cat boys, not Conti boy. What gas do humans primarily breathe in every day?
Oxygen.
I think nitrogen.
Jesus.
Quite
Something.
which language has the most native speakers globally?
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I didn't wait for you to finish the question.
Keep it inside. Keep it
China.
inside. China. Kring, kring, kring,
Alright,
kring.
China.
Chinese.
God damn
Chinese.
I said which
Man
country?
half. Man half.
Which language?
I said which language? Man
Chinese.
half.
Oh
Man
god
half.
damn.
Who wrote the play Romeo and Juliet?
Shakespeare.
Ah,
Hey.
just like that.
William Shakespeare.
Last question.
Shakespeare.
Oh, yeah, suspect for this
We've done
question.
10 already.
What is the chemical symbol for water?
H2.
Hey, cancel we can
N2.
Yeah, one. After our first round of rapid questions, the results are finally in. There were two pair of ties. Starting from the list, Ifwa had 2, Joseph had 3, Atin, Kwatila also had 3. What an exciting session this has been, and very insightful. We do hope that all the discussions that we had here, from talking about what an API is and all the questions or the concerns that developers have had about the Hubtel Developers Portal over the years, have been answered. And again, as I said, if you still have questions, you can watch the video again. Seriously, watch the video again. And if you are not a developer, please do share this with your developer friends. If you found this insightful, you still have questions, you still have comments about any of the things that we have said here, please leave us comments in the comment section. We do take feedback seriously, as you might have heard on the episode. So share your feedback with us about this production, about this episode. Share your feedback with us about the Hubtel Developers Portal, and our engineers and product managers will take it up. Thank you so much. I have been your host today, your facilitator, facilitating the conversation today, Abiku Datsen. Share the link, like, comment, and we'll see you again next time.
Yep.